Listen here, folks. Over a month ago, Floyd Mayweather joined us right here in Bristol, CT, and said he is ready to fight Conor McGregor and that the dollars just don't make sense right now.
They know what my number is. My number was a guaranteed 100 million. That was my number. He hasn't even made 10 million in an MMA bout. But we are willing to give him 15 million. Conor McGregor keep telling everybody he wants to fight. Let's make it happen.
Now it gets interesting. It appears we could be getting closer to seeing this megastar matchup come to fruition. An unconfirmed report from the Irish Sun said McGregor and Mayweather have agreed to terms and the fight could be announced within 2 weeks. Stephen A. Smith, you talked to Floyd recently. You know how excited I am about this. Do you see this fight happening?
Yes, I do. Floyd Money Mayweather Max was at the OKC Warriors game Saturday night, and we spoke for a few minutes. It's not finalized. There are details to be worked out. He did not confirm that a deal had been done as of yet, but as you know, I've known Floyd for years, and he had a smile on his face, and he says, we're getting there. We're getting very, very close. And he believes that he has the potential to make even more money than he made fighting Pacquiao.
He needs it.
He doesn't need it at all. He doesn't need it at all. But Floyd is all about business. His whole thing is that it has to be the right deal business-wise. It has to be worth his time. And if he believes that McGregor has the potential to make that happen, because McGregor can market himself. And one of the things, Max, that you'll appreciate this, Floyd usually has to market his fights. Because the guys that he fought against, he had to do all the promoting and the talking. He won't have to do that with McGregor, and he knows it. So that part of it has him excited from a business perspective. Again, I want to make sure that everybody understands he did not confirm that it's done. He said it's close. He thinks it's going to happen. But his words are, it's never happening until it's officially happening. And from that point, Max, the floor is yours.
Floyd Mayweather calls himself TBE, the best ever, and told me before the Pacquiao fight and others, I don't even mean in the ring. Someone else can have that. I'm talking about the fight game. I play that game better than anyone ever. He's right. He's not only one of the greatest pure boxers ever, who never took a night off. Floyd doesn't have, well, maybe McGregor can get him. Floyd will have an off night. Floyd doesn't have off nights. Floyd takes care of himself in a way very few fighters have ever done it.
Looked real hard and strong
and he's
when I saw him Saturday night.
To do his thing against every opponent. Even other fighters who I have ahead of him on a pound-for-pound list all time, but they had nights where maybe they weren't prepared for that. Floyd's prepared every single time. So McGregor has very little chance. So why is this fight maybe going to happen? Because as you said, he's a businessman. Floyd cares about business. And to play the fight game, the best ever, great defensive fighter, not taking a lot of shots. Long career, maximize reward, minimize risk. That's why some people are mad at him sometimes. Look at this. That's not the best fight he can take. And he turns around and says, yeah, but if I could fight this guy for the same money as that guy who's twice as hard, why would I fight that guy unless I'm getting more money? And he's right. So McGregor represents a 0% chance to beat Floyd in a boxing ring. Floyd's got no shot in an octagon. Mayweather's got 0 shot, excuse me. Yeah,
Come on,
McGregor.
1% chance.
No, none.
Nothing?
No, I suppose if Floyd breaks both hands on McGregor's head. No.
He's got a big left hand he believes in.
Molly, it's the typical situation where people look at boxers and think they're just throwing hands and that's all they're doing. Floyd is operating on the highest possible level you can in boxing, and compared to him, McGregor is a novice just with his hands. Just like Floyd wouldn't stand a chance in the octagon.
Would it even be a fight?
Floyd will dance on him and give people a show for their money for a little while, and then he will stop McGregor as he pleases, just as McGregor would stop Floyd as he pleases in an octagon. So then the question is, why is it taking place in a ring? Because one of the ways Floyd has played the fight game better than anyone ever is he and his advisor, Al Heyman, have leveraged Floyd's accomplishments in the ring and at the box office to make sure that he is essentially the lead promoter in any show. And since Floyd is bringing the money and he's the lead promoter, it'll be in the ring. Well, people say, but UFC is so popular. Why would Conor McGregor agree to that? He's a big draw because one of the reasons the UFC is so popular is, unlike boxing, Dana White and the UFC have controlled labor costs. meaning McGregor can only make so much in the octagon. He can't make limitless money, so this will represent his biggest payday, and for Floyd, it represents a controlled cost for his opponent that won't be nearly as high as, say, Pacquiao.
Let me say this. Floyd believes he can make more money because of the promotion that Conor will bring it as much as himself and the international appeal. Also, Floyd believes, even though he's going to give it to him, like you said, and I believe that as well, you got to remember that Conor McGregor is a knockout artist. Conor McGregor knows Conor McGregor cannot box with Floyd. He's not stupid. What Conor McGregor is cocky enough to believe is, I just have to catch him. That's literally what he believes. Floyd, what makes it appealing is Floyd hasn't been a knockout artist in the latter part of his career. Other than Ricky Hatton, who has he knocked out in the last 8-9 years or so?
Victor Ortiz.
Well, you know how that happened. I mean, listen, Victor Ortiz deserved what he got, mind you, because he headbutted him.
But he was looking at the ref.
Yeah, exactly. He was looking at the ref. You know how that is controversy. I'm simply saying that to say, because of Floyd being devoid of one-punch knockout artistry, combined with Conor McGregor having that, to those who are not aficionados, like the Max Kellermans of the world, or the semi-aficionados like myself.
I've seen you on boxing. I love talking. I love chopping up the fight game with Stephen A. Smith.
You're the one who helped me with that, by the way. You're the one that did that for me. I wouldn't have been able to do that, the Pacquiao fight without you.
Not true, but go ahead.
It is true, but here's the deal. Knowing that, that's where the appeal elevates. See, with Pacquiao and Floyd, Pacquiao, speed, great boxer, and wanted Floyd bad, and people hated Floyd. In the case of McGregor, well, you dislike both of them. But the difference is that McGregor comes and he backs up what he says. And you know he's going to talk against Floyd.
And he's got nothing to lose.
He's got nothing to lose.
And everything again.
You know who has a good chin in boxing? Oh, he has a good chin, takes a good punch. The guys who don't get hit on the chin.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and believe me, Floyd will tag McGregor wherever he pleases as often as he likes.
Can this just please happen, and can we please go?
By the way, different subject, different news. Just got word from the New York Knicks. Just text me right now. That whole Oakley banishment from Madison Square Garden is over. He can go back to MSG anytime he wants.
Good. Love that. Progress in the right direction. We want you guys to weigh in on this discussion. Would a Mayweather fight against McGregor be bigger than Mayweather's fight against Pacquiao? Go on Twitter now and vote. Make your voice heard. And coming up, we are getting close to Stephen A's one-on-one convo with James Harden. He is a pro at the debate desk, but how will Stephen A handle being on the court with one of the world's best?
Can y'all turn the channel?
Stay tuned. And speaking of the best, coming up next, there he is, one of the greatest players in NBA history. He's got hands, too. Do not miss Magic Johnson joining us next, right here at the debate desk.
What's up?
How we doing?
Welcome back.
I don't know. MMA insider Brett Okamoto joins us now. Brett, what more can you tell us about this potential mega fight?
Well, so far, everything that we've discussed about this mega fight is always coming from basically two sources, right? Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor. And so we're always left wondering, how real is this? Is this just posturing for them to get what they want in their respective sports? Is it just a way to keep themselves in the headlines when they're not fighting? Well, now I have confirmation from a third party, and that is the Nevada State Athletic Commission. The chairman of that commission, Anthony Marnell, told me this morning that there have been real discussions with real people about the potential of this fight. Now, whether or not that means the fight will end up taking place, he said there's a lot of different people involved. You know, Conor McGregor is still under contract with the UFC. That is a situation that would need to get sorted out. There's just a lot of people who want their hands on this pot because it's such a major money-making fight. But there is confirmation now that these are real. And that was a question we were consistently asking ourselves. Is this real? Is this real? Anthony Marnell of the Nevada Commission telling me that yes, it is.
All right, so what's the likelihood? You've covered this sport for some time. What's the likelihood that this will happen? We've heard from Floyd. He's given a number. We've heard from Dana. Dana said it takes a long time. Dana White says it takes a long time for these fights to actually come through. So there's this cautious optimism. How would you describe a fight like this taking place? It took Mayweather forever to fight Pacquiao. Would it be something of that nature?
Yeah. Well, it's hard to put a realistic guess on the percentage just because we haven't really seen this situation before. What really needs to happen is that the UFC needs to either come to an agreement with this, this is the amount of money we'll get paid for a fight we're not actually directly involved in. This is a boxing match, but this is our guy. So what do we get paid for this? The other route is that Conor just tries to do it on his own and he legally challenges his contract. And that really has not, we really haven't seen it under these circumstances before. So it's difficult to say, but I can tell you that sources tell me that Conor McGregor is in Las Vegas today, presumably trying to make headway on this potential fight still.
Brett Okamoto, thank you so much for joining us here on SportsCenter Coast to Coast as we inch, and I literally mean inch closer to perhaps a Mayweather-McGregor fight.